Hi, welcome to the Stampin' Shack. Today I'm going to show you how to make this fabulous, quick, and easy bow. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to snip off a piece of ribbon. This happens to be Stampin' Up's Cherry Cobbler seam binding. This is approximately a 6-inch piece of ribbon. As you become more familiar with this bow, you can go with a shorter piece. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to work with the ribbon as it's on the spool. And I'm going to pull off a little bit of it. And I'm going to start by making a loop. I just bring this around. And this is going to be the top loop of our ribbon. You can adjust it to make it the size that you want for your top loop. I'm going to pinch this down in the middle, and now I'm going to hold it into position. I'm going to come back with the piece that's attached to the spool, and I'm going to make another loop underneath. I'm going to hold it in the middle, then I'm going to come out on the other side, make my fourth loop, hold it in the middle. Now, if you take a look at the number of loops that you have 1, 2, and you have 1, 2 for a total of 4. At this stage, you can go ahead and snip it off of the spool if you want. Sometimes I don't, just in case I make a mistake, and this way I can still reuse this ribbon more easily. I'm going to take the piece that I originally cut off, put it right over the top of my loops, right in the middle. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to simply tie it to hold those loops in place. Bring it through. This is where it almost would be handy if you had a third hand. But I'm bringing it through, picking it up, there we go, pulling it. Now I'm not going to pull overly tight at this point because I want to be able to maybe adjust these loops if I need to. Now at this point I am going to go ahead, cut it right off of my spool, get that spool out of the way now, and I'm going to position this down here so that you can see. And of course you can work on resizing these loops if you need to. When you get everything positioned the way that you want it, okay, and that doesn't look too bad, then you can go ahead and you can pull this center one a little tighter, and then just simply position it. There you go. Now, to adhere these onto a card, I use glue dots, mini glue dots, and I already positioned my glue dots in place. I'm going to take one that I have sized for this particular card. I'm going to just snip off these ends right here to get them out of the way. In fact, I can turn it over so I can see it better. And I'm snipping off pretty close because I don't want these to show. Going over to the other one now. I'm going to snip it off. And I'm going to go ahead and snip this one right here too because I don't want anything to be peeking out over the edge. I'm going to move these out of the way. And then I'm just going to simply put this into position. Press down, and there we go. Thank you for visiting the Stampin' Shack.